Hello, hello, Gemini. Welcome to your November 2018 overview reading. This is good for you if you're a sun, moon, or rising Gemini. And while I pull the oracle cards for the month, go ahead and tune in with your body. Check and see, is there anything that wants to come up today? Are you dealing with a specific situation that you want to get an answer to? Just check in with yourself. Notice anything that's coming up. Okay. And last oracle card, and then we will dig in. Deep breath into the diaphragm, feel into your body, be present during the reading. Okay, first thing, you're not alone. Okay, there are so many resources and people and opportunity for connections, and so this is just reminding you you're not alone. Very, very, very straightforward message. I think that's more something cold that you guys just need a reminder about. Now, the next thing coming up for you is sensitivity. It's okay if you're feeling more sensitive than usual, if you are finding yourself to be in... you know, as we head into Scorpio season, I think that's what's going to be activated for you is a lot of your deep, deep, deep-seated emotions. So let yourself be sensitive. It's okay to have a lot of sensitivity. It's okay to feel your feelings, you know, even as we go through ebbs and flows and different situations and circumstances present themselves. You know, we go through different periods. Sometimes people go through periods of depression and you know, it's kind of like the seasons of life is where a lot of this emotion can kind of begin to surface. So let yourself experience that because these things shift. And that's also why this is saying you're not alone, because with this sensitivity, there is so much more than just the experience of the sensitivity itself. Okay, and then we also have Pink Bubble Fairy. And what I think this actually is reading as friendship to me when I'm looking at this for you. There's something about it that's very childlike. And so I think it is worthwhile to consider all of the different things that you have going on, all the different people that you have in your life, all the different friendships and connections that you've made. Just notice, pay attention to who's around you. And so that's going to help give you a lot of information as to who really has your back. And then the word of the month is recreate. Take a break. It will be there when you return. Try a fresh start. The results might surprise you. Genius requires action and rest to be made manifest. Okay. Now we're going to get into the central energy of the base reading. So the first message that's coming up is the Emperor. This is divine masculinity. Okay, working with the masculine is about pursuit. So think about the archetype of the hunter, right? How do you chase what you want? But the thing with the masculine is, though, even though there is an element of like chasing or pursuit or hunting, this has to be in balance. So maybe you went through a period where you were working more with the feminine, more of the yin, the resting, calling things into your space. It might be that there is somewhat of an energy where you want to pursue, make things happen, stay driven and clear-headed about where you're going. So that is one thing that's coming up with this. And so we'll see how this unfolds, but throughout the rest of this reading, just keep masculinity in mind, the archetype of masculinity, okay? So what is in your highest good to manifest in November is the Two of Wands. I'm going to clarify this. Let's see, what should Gemini manifest? The Star. So it honestly, this just looks like clarity around your vision. That's kind of what this is. It's less about like something tangible. It's more about a direction that you're going, something that you're pushing towards, something that you like clarity about the direction that you're going in. Like, what are you gonna focus on? What do you want to build? How are you placing orders, as I like to put it, in the astral? That's what you want to keep in mind with all of this in terms of manifestation, because you can manifest clarity. It's not just about manifesting the material. So that's really what's coming through here. Now let's move down into this position. We have advice for your energetic health. So rest. This has come up before, where, you know, resting is more of the yin, right? So we don't want to forget that, or the feminine, excuse me. So the counterpart to the masculine. And resting is what's going to help you improve your energy. So if you're thinking, what's the remedy? Like, how do I get more energy? How do I protect myself energetically? How do I regain my power so that I can pursue the things that I want? The answer is rest. Okay, so it's counterintuitive, but that's all. It's like you have to have one in order to have the other. You know, the feminine and masculine they need each other. And so you have to, there's a lot of things that you have to do internally to keep them in balance. And so that's what this is saying. Like, in order to pursue what you want, in order to have a clear vision and make it happen, you have to rest. You have to counter it with the yin. You can't just go all one. It's kind of like, in extreme versions, the emperor, the divine masculine, in an extreme sense, would just pursue, bulldoze everything. And then it might actually push manifestations away, or good things away, because there's too much masculine. It's totally out of balance, and the chasing energy is pushing things out. Where the feminine, or the yin in the extreme, is sitting around in the house all day, just meditating on it, like just thinking about it, just like cultivating, but never going outside or taking action to see the things make an appearance. And so that's kind of the idea. They need each other. You have to have a little bit of both in order for it to work. Anyway, the moral of the story is keep your masculine and feminine in balance, and it will play out much, much better. Now, this is advice for your physical health. We have the Five of Swords. So this is about cutting out what isn't working. I am getting a huge hit when it comes to habits. Your habits, like, over time, remember that there are a lot of different things that can cause physical issues, right? So it's a whole spectrum of different things that can have an impact on your health. And environmental stuff does play a big role in your physical health. So your habits as well as your relationships are things that you can look at this month to really evaluate, is one of them impacting your physical health? So, for example, depression, oddly enough, can cause things like back pain, or, you know, a lower mood can actually increase the experience of physical pain that you have. So don't dismiss these things. It's kind of like the mind and body are deeply, deeply connected. And so when you start to look at it from like the big picture, the whole entire, you know, all the different facets of what's going on, you might be able to find some links between things when it comes to mood. And it's interesting, mood is starting to come up quite a bit in these readings. So you can look at this from a perspective of, what do I need to cut out? What do I need to cut off? What do I need to get rid of? And you might find that things that you thought were unrelated might have more of a connection than you realize. What's shifting out for you is the Fool. I'm going to clarify this one for you as well, because the Fool is like starting off on a new adventure, a new experience. 5 of Coins. So I think that you've already done a lot of work when it comes to moving things out of your space, being in a state of like, this isn't working, I need to make a change. I think that you've already gone there, so this is like building off of that. The initiation energy has kind of calmed down, and now it's about ramping up. So the oncoming energy is the 3 of Cups. This is like celebration, having a good time, hanging out with people, being social, all things that Geminis are really good at. So it's kind of like you really are coming into a new social experience. And I think that you might find that connection really matters, like especially this You're Not Alone card is coming up again. And it's funny that this card, to me, I was like, friendship is coming up, and we have the friendship card making an appearance in the oncoming energy. So it could be you making new friends, or it could be something where you're spending time with people that you care about, that you have a lot going on socially. So it's like cultivating this. And remember that it is something that when your social circle is healthy, it's going to be one of those things that you can get energy from that experience. You know, yeah, some people are introverts and some people are extroverts, but at the end of the day, you want to be around people that make you feel good. Okay, so now we're going to get into the timeline portion. If you're new to my channel, hello. And the way this works, I do the first quarter, so week-ish of November, second, third, and fourth quarter. So where you start off the month is the 8 of Cups. So a change in perspective, the way that you're looking at things is evolving. And again, the initiation piece here, it seems like now that you're building off of that, you're kind of able to look from a different vantage point. That's what this is showing here. And that the way you're making decisions is also kind of evolving as well in all of this, because you kind of have to really keep a close eye on your energy levels, your physical and energetic health. So that's kind of what's causing all of this. Like, you're able to see things differently and make the connections that you couldn't before. Second quarter, we have the Page of Coins. So this actually is looking like career or passion related stuff. So you might find that you have more energy to pursue things that you want. You might find that you have more of a drive to like go after your goals or do things that you haven't done before, career or professionally, or passion wise. So that's what's getting lit up right here. And then the third quarter, we have the Hermit. And this is interesting because it looks kind of like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this thing and then I need to sit with it for a while. I'm gonna, you know, flare this up and then I'm gonna go introspective. Okay, so that's kind of what this looks like trajectory wise. It's just kind of like things really coming around. Okay, and then the fourth quarter where you wrap up the end of November, 9 of Coins. This is really about you like getting to enjoy the fruits of your labor. you getting to enjoy all of this work that you've been doing. It looks like a smooth month. It's just about the balance of like pursuit and receiving, pursuit and receiving. So it looks like there's some flow here. It's like introspection, then pursuit. Introspection, then it's kind of like reward. So this looks good. Just clean up your environment a little bit. Clean up your relationships. Take time for yourself. Clean up your habits. It looks like those things are going to have a big impact on other areas that you might not see quite yet. And as always, we have a 3-card pick. So you can pick a card, check in. This is a love and relationships deck, but you don't have to look at this just for love and relationships. The advice that comes from these cards are really good no matter what. So it can apply to everybody, whether you're in a relationship or not, whether you're looking or not, but they are geared towards love and relationships. Okay, so you can pick a card, pick more than one, as few or as many as you'd like. Card number 1, wisdom. With every relationship, I gain invaluable wisdom. I'm continually learning which qualities stimulate, support, and inspire me, and which ones make me want to cram a soup spoon into my ear and turn it slowly. In that sense, even failed relationships are actually successes. See how wise I sound? Okay, so that's, I like that monkey. So it really is about looking at your past relationships and the experiences that you've had with appreciation. Just with like, oh, I see what I've learned from that. I see how I've grown from that. I see what I've been able to remember from that experience. Card number 2, depth. As new people show up in my life, I look for all the weird, wonderful, complex layers below their surface. I can't be surprised by someone's depth of character unless I'm willing to peel back the outer layers and get a little deeper. It's like the brand new saying goes, don't judge an onion by its haircut. Okay, so that is really about also stepping away from judgment, like not just looking at something and taking it at face value. Really get curious with people. I think you're going to find a lot more success in that. And then card number 3, we have self-worth. I cast off all concerns about what other people think of me. I know I'm a totally kick-ass person, and my kick-assness can never be diminished by rejection. So people can think what they think and feel what they feel. In the meantime, I'll just keep on knowing what I know without thinking about what they're thinking about what I already know I think. Okay, so really, what I like to remind people is that all you have, like the only truly 100% permanent person in your life is you. So if you are basing your self-worth off of someone else's judgments or feelings, that doesn't leave very much room for your opinion or your thoughts or your feelings about yourself. So remember the importance of just focusing on what you think and feel about yourself. It's a very, very important thing to do here. Okay, Gemini, thank you so much. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for subscribing, liking, sharing this video. I hope you share it with all your Gemini friends and see if they enjoy it. So until next time, have a lovely November, everybody. And don't forget, if you're curious about what decks I used in this reading, they're listed at the bottom of the description box. And if you want to work with me one-on-one, all of the info, all of the links are in the description box as well, and my Instagram and Facebook handles. Okay, so that's all I have for you today, and until next time, have a lovely, lovely month, and I wish you nothing but the best, Gemini. Have a good one. Bye-bye.